Hello, well welcome, thanks for joining. So day 2 of the Robin Hood's Bay trip. Weather on this occasion was very different. Just as a start it was just really nice and calm. And then we got straight to it and we had a little look at some compositions. We looked at tripod positioning as well, which I thought was really good for me to sort of explain a little bit about the difference of height and what difference it makes. And we looked at the weight in images as well. So we just kind of worked out sort of balance within the images. So we had the mountains, the cliffs at the back, and then we sort of tried to balance some of the images out. But you'll see in the video anyway. So there's a few tips in there. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. If you do like these videos, please do consider subscribing because it really helps the channel out. And if you hit the bell button as well, it just notifies you when I next post a video up. A like and a comment's always great as well. So, but anyway, straight to Robin Hood's Bay. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. So I guess now really is just to find a decent composition. I'm going to really take my time. Yeah, because we've got about 3. Oh yeah, we've got a bug on the. There we go. Yeah, we've got about 3 hours left of light. So I'm gonna venture this way. And I'm going to try and get nearer to this because that is absolutely stunning and I'd be a fool not to get some photos of that. So we found a potential image. We've got this random stone here. We've got another one over here. So what I'm looking for here is something to balance the cliffs. So as you can see, if I put this here, as you can see, it adds. This isn't the perfect spot, but it adds a bit of balance into the image. So you've got some weight where the cliffs are, and then if you was to take a photo here, you'd have nothing in this area and it would be outweighed by the cliff. So what I tend to do is imagine that your picture's got scales and you need to balance the image out. So I often look for something that's of interest of this sort, or these two rocks here. And now the problem with the image here, if we were to take this one, is there's a lot of mid-ground that's just got nothing to it. But if you watch what happens when I drop the camera down, a lot of that goes, and it can add. I'm not saying that this is the perfect image, it's just an example, but foreground, too much mid-ground, no interest in the front, so it's just unbalanced. But to improve that, I would find the perfect spot and then I would drop down, and then before you know it, you're sort of balancing the image out. So I'd have to zoom in quite a bit for these images to work, because if you notice, so I'll zoom out now. the cliffs become very, very tiny and almost they lose their effectiveness. Whereas if you drop down and then look at the background and how it grows, it becomes a more dominant feature within the image. Yeah, so it's just examples really of how you can play around with your tripods to achieve the right image, really, you know. So we managed to get a few images in this area here. We've got a really nice sort of S-line that's going in here. I've been trying to just try and get some of this. I am going to move on though, because although it is pretty, I think there's better here. It happened again. I just couldn't walk past and not have one. I do have a good excuse though. So my tripod completely collapsed, the one that I had for years. The videography one, that was gone as well, so they've both gone in the bin. So we have to finish this video up with some handheld, so I'm just gonna have a beer, have some dinner, and then I think we'll take a wander around the town, and then that maybe we'll conclude. But in the meantime, cheers. So if you like these videos, please do consider subscribing, because it really helps the channel out. If you hit the bell button as well, you'll be notified when I next put a video up. So it seems like I'm just making the most of the alcohol in the area. It is actually a really good place to sit. We've got some really good shots up here. So we've got a fisherman digging away. I don't know whether you can see, but it just made a really good image. And then on top of that, what we're doing is we're just picking off people and then catching them on their own. Just to what it does is when you add people into an image of in such an area, it just really brings in to the image the scale of the landscape. Because I mean, you see this person down there, they look absolutely tiny in comparison to what we've got here. So to the end of this cliff here is 4 miles, but you wouldn't see that in an image, and putting a person in there, it just really adds that element of scale. So yeah, this image would be pretty empty without a person in, but as soon as you put a person in, it just adds something else. So I'm just going to sit here for a bit and see if I can pop a few off, and then what I'll do is I'll pop them into the video for you. But I'm having a fantastic time either way. It is really cold, and you know, it's It's just lovely, so we'll keep going. But yeah, so because I've got the composition already, I just need someone to wander in that looks interested. We might have a couple of candidates here. But if you've not visited Robin Hood's Bay, I really recommend it. It's just something else, especially at this time of year when there's no one here. And if you do visit at this time of year, it really helps the you know, the pubs out and the restaurants and stuff. So it's always worth visiting at this time of year. Hello. So we've not had much luck really down there on the beach area. So I just sort of headed up, and I just found a little composition with these houses here. I just thought they were really interesting. Hang on. There we go. Sorry about that. Yes, I thought that these were quite interesting. If I could just cut out some of the path, I could maybe get a couple of shots. And I just love the way that on the cliffs the fogs just sort of blend in all the light, you know, the lines of the So I think we're done for the day. We just managed to walk up them tremendous steps that we've got at Robin Hood's Bay, and then we're sort of on the home path now. I picked off quite a few nice images at the pub. I just wasn't getting anything really, and that's kind of why I sort of flailed off a bit really. But all three of my tripods are broken from this trip, which is just bloody bizarre, isn't it? But I suppose that's how it goes. It's just, I think I need to come back in summer really. Beautiful to look at, beautiful to be here. Compositions, I don't know, not very forthcoming, but we'll be back. I've really enjoyed myself. I love this place to bits. It's one of my favourite spots. But yeah, I think we'll leave it for today.